A warm welcome to you anywhere around the world to Nationwide. I'm Ayodeji. I'm Makinde, and we'll be bringing you the latest updates from around the nation. So let's get started. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has called on parliamentarians all over the world to stand in partnership and commit to peace, justice and shared destiny. He stated this in his remarks at the ongoing 6th World Conference of Speakers of Parliaments hosted by the Inter-Parliamentary Union IPU in collaboration with the United Nations Geneva, Switzerland, with the theme, A World in Turmoil, Multilateralism for Peace, Justice and Prosperity for All. Akpabio noted that the world now being a global village and nations face armed conflicts, climate disruption and youth disillusionment. Parliament should legislate to secure the future. Akpabio highlighted Nigeria's successful executive-legislature partnership, citing key laws passed to address insecurity and rebuild trust, including Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons Act, Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act, and Out-of-School Children Education Acts.
We must not simply convene, we must command. Let us build and bind our futures, not only in treaties, but in tenacity, and remain paragons of purpose. As parliamentarians, let us commit to collaboration and the courageous pursuit of solutions that transcend borders and partisan divides.
The Northern Senators Forum has expressed deepest condolences to the people of Zamfara State, particularly the families of the victims who lost their lives in the recent kidnapping incident in Koronamoda local government area and killing of at least 35 innocent civilians despite ransom payments. In a statement, Chairman of the Forum, Senator Abdulaziz Yeredua, condemns the heinous act, adding that the Forum stands in solidarity with the people of Zamfara State during this difficult time and prayed that Allah grants the departed souls eternal rest. The Forum urged security agencies to collaborate with local vigilantes to ensure that those responsible for these atrocities are brought to justice and called for proactive approach in response to security threats and intelligence sharing. It also commended efforts of President Bola Tinubu for his continued support to the security agencies, including funding and recent mass recruitments. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has withdrawn the indigenship bill before Parliament to allow for further legislative consultations. The bill, sponsored by the Deputy Speaker and 6 other members of the House of Representatives, sought to alter the 1999 Constitution as amended to guarantee indigent status to persons by reasons of birth or continued residence for a period of not less than 10 years or by reason of marriage. In a statement on Tuesday night, Kalu, who doubles as chairman of the House Committee on Constitution Review, said the withdrawal of the controversial bill has become necessary, despite scaling second reading in the light of constructive feedback received from various stakeholders. He noted that the bill analysis forwarded by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NALDS, also compelled him to step down the bill. Although the intention of the bill was to promote national unity, equity, and inclusiveness among all Nigerians, regardless of where they reside, part of the NILDS reports recommend that the state houses of assembly should make laws for settlers in different states to enjoy the same rights and privileges of indigents. The bill was also criticized over the prospect of conferring double or multiple indigent status on persons. Elsewhere, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu wants parents to teach their children the importance of kindness and compassion, noting that though friendship, a united and more peaceful world can be built. This is in a statement marking this year's International Day of Friendship. The day, she says, is a reminder of the bonds that unite people across cultures, religions, traditions, borders, and backgrounds. While noting that we live in a world often divided by conflicts and misunderstandings, the First Lady urges Nigerians to embrace empathy, celebrates diversity and promotes harmony in various communities. Let's also tell you that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC Limited, has officially ruled out the sale of the Port Harcourt refinery, reaffirming its commitment to completing high-graded rehabilitation and retention of the plant. The Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Bashir Bayo Julari, announced this at the company's town hall meeting at the NNPC Towers in Abuja. He noted the position isn't a shift, rather it is informed by ongoing detailed technical and financial reviews of the Port Harcourt, Kaduna and Warri refineries. In a statement by the company, the ongoing review indicates that the earlier decision to operate the Port Harcourt refinery prior to full completion of its rehabilitation was ill-informed and sub-commercial. The company reiterated that although progress has been made on all three refineries, the emerging outlook calls for more advanced technical partnerships to complete and high-grade the rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery. Thus, selling is highly unlikely as it would lead to further value erosion. The town hall served as more than a performance update. It was an opportunity for candid and constructive engagements. The Executive Vice President presented progress reports from the upstream, downstream, finance, business services, gas, power, new energy, and other businesses, highlighting operational achievements, ongoing reforms, and areas requiring attention. The announcement reinforces NNPC's mandate as a strategic custodian of national energy infrastructure and reflects a firm resolve to deliver on the complete rehabilitation and long-term viability of Nigeria's refineries. It also signals community continuity in the federal government's broader energy security objectives and commitments to retaining critical assets under national control. Well, let's go over now to Lagos, where residents of Ikorodu State have witnessed a major step towards improved transportation and economic inclusion as the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation, Credicor, in partnership with other stakeholders, held a tricycle distribution initiative to members of the Tricycle Owners Association of Nigeria. Onyikonsola Ojelade was there and now reports.
Has come to an average Nigerian as President Bola Tinubu's consumer credit scheme begins to take shape. A bold step aimed at making essential products and services more accessible to everyday citizens. In Ikorodu, Lagos State, Credicor, in collaboration with Subcity Global Project, Letshego Microfinance Bank, and Simba TVS, distributed tricycles to beneficiaries, fully financed through structured and affordable repayment plans.
This is what dignity looks like. This is what structured empowerment means to all as Nigerians. The true strength of this model lies in its structure. Recipients do not have to pay everything upfront. They receive their vehicles now. They begin to work now. They earn income now. And they pay gradually until they fully own the assets.
The cycle of this empowerment and responsibility is at the core of sustainable development of the federal government initiative in reducing the rate of unemployment among the Nigerian youth.
We look forward to continue this project and to expand it and to get more people to be empowered, to be economically supported, and to create more development within the economic sectors.
To the beneficiaries, this is more than just a week. It's a chance to take control of your journey. Own it, grow with it, let it be a start of something great.
The initiative, they say, is expected to touch more lives, promote financial inclusion, and drive economic growth from the grassroots. In Lagos, Onyikonsola Ojelade, NTA News.
Now, when you empower a woman, you strengthen a nation. That's the belief driving the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, as it launches the first ever Grow Her Accelerator program aimed at helping women scale up their businesses and tap into global markets. Muplan Dakok reports.
The Director General of SMEDAN, along with others, personally took to the whiteboard, teaching the group of women entrepreneurs drawn from across Nigeria the practical tools of business growth. The program aims to empower at least 100 women annually through capacity building, mentorship, and access to finance.
What we're trying to achieve basically is to make sure that we actually accelerate all our small business owners who are female-owned and female-led that are here. So those that are actually micro businesses, we accelerate them to becoming small businesses. Those that are small, we accelerate them to becoming medium, and those that are medium, accelerate them to becoming large enterprises.
We are providing a training program which allows people to understand key features in scaling, in growing their businesses.
One of the participants, Onyinyechi Ahanotu, describes the opportunity as a turning point in her entrepreneurial journey.
I have about 5 staff, permanent staff, and over 15 ad hoc staff. But after this program, I now know I need to expand my visibility and also my production levels.
The initiative is backed by GIG and stands as an example of how targeted support can unlock the potential of women-led enterprises. In Abuja, Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
Mega minds of the 2025 Promasidor's Cowbellpedia have emerged after an academic standoff among 132 students. Lanre Bilei, who was at the celebration of these promising young Nigerians, will tell us more.
Play 60 seconds of fame.
Promasidor's Cowbellpedia has become a vista for young promising Nigerians to test their academic excellence, and the 2025 edition is not an exception. Out of 20,000 applicants, 132 qualified for the last stage of the Cowbellpedia academic exercise. Promasidor, makers of the diary Cowbell products, congratulated these young Nigerians for their brilliance and reiterated the company's commitment towards playing a nurturing role for the next generation of problem solvers and critical thinkers.
At Promasidor, we believe that education is the foundation of success.
For years, Cowbell has been nourishing bodies, but with this competition, it is a manifestation of the essence of the brand.
We are here to celebrate every student who participated in Cowbellpedia. We are happy to say that you've done a very good thing to push yourself out of your comfort zone.
It's a platform where dreams are nurtured, talents are discovered, and futures are shaped.
For these young champions, this is a defining moment of their dreams and aspirations.
If you're doubting yourself or you're ever feeling down, this is a confirmation.
I must not lose my focus with God. I must work with Him. I also be diligent in my studies.
Parents basked in the euphoria of the spotlight on their kids and expressed their gratitude to Promasidor.
I'm so glad with what has happened today, that a great seed like this come out from my family.
Kenechukwu has always been a dogged fighter, and whenever he says I want to go in for something, tell him it's academic, we always support him.
Winners in the parents, schools and teachers categories also had their time of recognition. In Lagos, Lanre Bilei, NTA News.
The federal government has appointed Olumode Samuel Adeyemi as the new Controller General of the Federal Fire Service effective August 14, 2025. He succeeds Abdulganiyu Ololajaji, who retires on August 13 after attaining the mandatory retirement age of 60. Adeyemi, a seasoned officer, has risen through the ranks after transferring from the FCT Fire Service. With a strong background in human resources, he has attended key command and in-service trainings both in Nigeria and abroad. The board commends the outgoing CG, Jaji Abdulganiyu, for his years of service and contributions to the growth of the Federal Fire Service. Now, science remains pivotal in tackling global challenges such as climate change and disease, shaping public policy and guiding personal choices. Although the field has long been male-dominated, women continue to break barriers and make remarkable contributions. In this report, Abiola Ariyo examines the journey of women in science with a spotlight on their struggles and successes.
Investigations show that science continues to evolve and permeate everyday life as it has transformed nearly every aspect of human existence. In recent years, however, Nigerian women have made remarkable progress in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, challenging traditional gender roles and contributing significantly to national development.
We are happy because we are not where we were 5 years ago. We believe that we have made a lot of progress now.
The story have always been women have been underrepresented in so many fields, most especially in STEM. The challenges are there, but there is improvement.
The major challenge is balancing the responsibilities in the home with academic pursuit.
Stakeholders agree that the support of STEM-focused organizations and initiatives aimed at empowering women in science in developing countries, including Nigeria, has been instrumental in driving these success stories. In Akure, Abiola Ariyo, NTA News.
Now let's still stay in Akure there and join Paul Omokago, who will highlight some of the feats women are making in science. Now, Paul, let's have a feel of what's really ongoing there. Some challenges with the audio of Paul, but surely in the course of the bulletin would try to establish contact with him to have that update on women in science. But Nationwide continues now in our Sokoto Network Center, and Sadia will be our guide.
Welcome to Sokoto. In a renewed effort to boost agricultural productivity and support for rural farmers, the Sokoto state government has procured 250 tractors and launched a sale and distribution of assorted fertilizers and other farm inputs valued at more than 5 billion naira at subsidized rates. Governor Ahmed Aliyu, who flagged off the exercise in Godabawa local government area, explains that the move follows a strategic policy shift due to the activities of unpatriotic elements that comprised previous free inputs distribution. Elata Abdullahi reports.
Each beneficiary received a bag of fertilizer, 3 liters of pesticides, and a bag of improved seeds. A bag of MPK is being sold at a subsidized rate of 28,000 naira, while urea goes for 29,800 naira, reflecting a 40% government subsidy, while other key inputs are distributed free of charge. Flagging off the exercise, Governor Ahmed Aliyu says his administration has designed a comprehensive blueprint to drive agricultural transformation in line with his administration's Courage 9-point SMART agenda.
Agricultural mechanization is key to achieving our dream in food security. This is a clear testament and commitment to our government to encourage large-scale farmers in the state.
Commissioner for Agriculture Muhammad Tukur Al-Kali and his counterpart at the Ministry for Local Governments and Chieftaincy Affairs, Ibrahim Dadadari, commended the governor's unwavering support toward revitalizing the state's agricultural sector.
All this achievement were as a result of this administration commitment.
The prohibition of this fertilizer will certainly affect directly, positively, and will reduce the burden among our people.
I want to assure Your Excellency and the good people of Sokoto State that the committee has worked tirelessly to ensure its success.
Sultan of Sokoto Muhammad Saad Abubakar represented charged those entrusted with the distribution to uphold transparency and accountability while encouraging farmers to make best use of the inputs. A total of 105,800 bags of assorted urea and NPK fertilizers are earmarked for sale across the 23 local government areas of the state, alongside 12,800 bags of improved seeds to be distributed free. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Governor Ahmed Aliyu of Sokoto State has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to providing decent shelter and support for victims of banditry and natural disasters across the state. He gave the assurance during an inspection of 100 newly completed housing units for internally displaced persons in Ilele local government area. Abdullahi Ilalu reports.
The project is a collaborative effort between the state government and the UNDP to provide decent shelter for internally displaced persons from the eastern part of the state. Governor Ahmed Aliyu, who inspected some of the completed houses, expressed satisfaction with the quality and timely completion of the work. He urged other contractors handling state government projects to emulate this standard. Governor Ahmed Aliyu emphasized that his administration will not relent in protecting all investments made by the state.
Want to assure our internally displaced brothers and sisters of my administration determination to ensure their welfare.
If expanded to other areas, such projects will go a long way in bringing relief to the IDPs before finding lasting solutions to the root causes of their displacement. In Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
It's now time.
You're welcome back. Kano is realigning its policies on climate change through the presentation of a robust document that seeks to ensure sustainable actions to convert future environmental threats. Yohannes Hassan Barrow, who is standing by in Kano, reports that the policy document became necessary, especially now that climate change has significantly altered the ecosystem in Kano State.
Well, thank you. The newly launched Kano Climate Change Policy document highlights a range of climate-related challenges confronting the state, including rising temperatures, erratic rainfall patterns, desertification, and increasing cases of flooding. One good thing about the policy is that it has a critical component that it seeks to address, ranging from environmental pollution control law and the Kano State Environmental Waste Control, which is written in both English and Hausa language to ensure wider coverage of these laws so that it will be fully implemented. People from across the world attended the launching of the book to ensure accelerated action and deeper collaboration. There are issues that has to do with land, air and water pollution control also in the policy documents, and Kano State government is saying that the policy has come to stay and it will ensure sustainability in the implementation of these laws.
And I have no doubt with the extent of commitment I witnessed in the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change, this is a reality.
Kano is among the states that has a high population in northern Nigeria, a number of industries, close to 4,000 micro, small and medium industries that operate. And in the process, these industries emit carbon into the atmosphere, which are the major contributors to these climate change issues. And the Kano State government is trying as much as it can to ensure that these laws are being enacted to provide for the control of this emission, which is among the contributors to the issue of climate change. And when these are addressed, then surely the 13th goal of the Sustainable Development Goals, which is set to be attained by the year 2030, the climate action issue will be addressed.
Thanks so much, Yohannes, for that update out there in Kano. Let's also tell you that Sultan of Sokoto and President Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has called for the cessation of the ongoing hostilities in Gaza, which has left numerous women and children starving to death, with the numbers rising daily. The Sultan, who doubles as co-president of the Religion for Peace World Council, was speaking against the scary statistics published by the World Health Organization at the World Council meeting held in the ancient city of Istanbul in Turkey. Correspondent Abubakar Akwanga reports.
This place every 5 years, last held in Indal, Germany, and had about 60 countries in attendance, with faithfuls of numerous religions like the Hindu, Baha'i, Catholics, Anglicans, Jewish, and Muslims, as well as Orthodox Coptic Church in attendance. The Patriarch of the city of Constantinople, Bartholomew I, gave a keynote address espousing the desirability for a global alliance of conscience and restoration of the original value systems embedded in all religions and shared by all humanity in order to achieve peace and social harmony in the world. The two main sessions featured extensively examination of the debt burden on low-income societies, as well as a session of faith, dignity, and artificial intelligence, with the attendant concerns of its effect on various cultures and religions. During his presentation within the second session of the debt crisis in underprivileged societies, Sultan Sahad examined the impact of huge debt burdens on the economies of developing countries, its consequences, as well as ramifications, and proceeded to recommend immediate debt cancellation for low-income group countries all over the world in order to tackle the wealth imbalance, abolish past exploitative policies, as well as reduce poverty by equitable redistribution of wealth all over the world.
And then whatever money accrued from such reliefs must be used, I say must be used to develop our communities, that people will live a better life. Minimal life, somebody must live just to live.
The two sessions witnessed robust contributions from technocrats, religious groups, gender advocates, scholars, as well as royalty. At the end of the council meeting, 9-point set of resolutions read by the Secretary General, Dr. Francis Courier, were unanimously agreed upon by the august body, among which was the resolution to call on war leaders to halt the genocide in Gaza immediately. The Sultan, who is the President of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs in Nigeria, also commended the federal, state, and local government councils for their consistent support and efforts in the areas of health and education in the country. Religion for Peace World Council is an inter-religious, interfaith organization of the United Nations with its headquarters based at the United Nations building in New York. The council's next General Assembly meeting is scheduled for Abu Dhabi in 2030. Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
The Cardinal Onaiyekan Foundation for Peace has reiterated its commitment towards building bridges of peace, fostering dialogue and empowering leaders across Africa. The founder, John Cardinal Onaiyekan, made this known at the Interreligious Dialogue on Conflict Transformation and Mediation. Omenka Amarachuku completes the report.
The Cardinal Onaiyekan Foundation was born out of vision of His Eminence John Cardinal Onaiyekan for the promotion of peace among African countries and the world at large. Despite the 15-year journey towards transformative peace building across Africa and beyond, the foundation is providing another opportunity for participants at the 2025-2026 Fellowship Program by inspiring and equipping them as leaders to work together and genuinely build a common ground for peace.
Our COFP Fellowship is one of our most cherished instruments to that end. It is a transformative journey that creates space where minds are challenged, perspectives are broadened, and lives are therefore changed.
We are all called to be peacemakers, and to build peace, to make peace, we must also be defenders of justice.
COFP Fellow, your calling is therefore to disturb the silence of complacency and ignite conversations that heal, that unite, and that truly transform.
The 8 seats of the fellowship will undergo training on peace building, harmonious existence, and transformative development through social justice dialogue and resilience building. In Abuja, Uminka Mrachku, NTA News.
And banditry have left deep scars in communities across Nigeria, including Niger State, with many victims, especially women, struggling to reintegrate into the society. To address this, the Development Research and Project Center, in partnership with the Federation of Muslim Women Association in Nigeria, has organized a sensitization workshop for service providers. The workshop focuses on the religious perspective of preventing gender-based violence and supporting survivors, promoting a more compassionate and inclusive approach to reintegration. Correspondent Fatima Usman reports.
27 women and children were rescued from kidnappers and bandits in Niger State from 2 local government areas 3 weeks ago. The survivors, mostly women and children, with some among them married to their abductors, are either nursing or pregnant and thus willing to return to the kidnappers' den rather than face stigmatization in their communities. This informed the sensitization workshop by the Development Research and Project Center under its Muslim Opinion Leaders Prevention of Gender-Based Violence in Northern Nigerian Programme, in collaboration with the Federation of Muslim Women Association in Nigeria.
The idea is to ensure that these survivors did not face stigmatization and did not face victimization and are accepted back into the community seamlessly.
The essence is for them to employ the religious mind, and that's why we involve the 2 religious organizations.
Supported by Ford Foundation, the organizers are engaging religious leaders to use the scriptures to in turn prepare service providers, government officials, and security agencies in Niger State on how best to deal with the prospective challenges of survivors after profiling and rehabilitation. In Mina, I am Fatima Usman, NTA News.
From Niger State, let's cross over to the food basket of the nation, where in our Makudi Network Center, Charles will be giving us the next set of reports.
Thank you, Ayodeji, and a warm welcome to Makudi. Deputy Director of Programs Asabe Akmodi has taken over the mantle of leadership as Zonal Director of NTA Network Center Makudi. This follows the recent redeployment of the former Zonal Director of the center, Pam Dumnyam, to NTA headquarters, Abuja. Masefan Dankaro has the details.
So on behalf of management and my humble self, congratulations and welcome.
That's the ceremonial handover of leadership baton by the outgoing Zonal Director, NTA Network Center Makudi, Pam Dumnyam, to his successor, Asabe Akmodi.
I call on the management to cooperate with her to succeed, to ensure that the house, NTA Network Center Makudi, does not fail.
In everything we do is God first. It's when He wills it, we'll be able to do. But then, I would like to urge us, please, to have very cordial working relationship.
The new Zonal Director was later conducted around the facilities to evaluate the needs in the area of infrastructure, equipment, and overall general working environment. In quick succession, the acting Zonal Director had held a series of management meetings identifying challenges and setting targets as a way forward. During the expanded staff general meeting, she emphasized for change of attitude, conducive working environment, and staff welfare as necessary factors for meaningful productivity. She assured them of strengthening ties with relevant authorities to ensure sustainable operational success.
Starting on a very clean slate, and our goal is to make Makudi Network Center hold its pride of place.
Management and staff of the center expressed commitment to work with her to turn around the fortunes of the authority.
Strive the much we can to ensure you succeed in your mandate in this network center.
Asabe Akmodi assumed duty as Zonal Director of NTA Network Center Makudi on July 15, 2025. In Makudi, Masafan Dankaro, NTA News.
As we talk security, the Benue State government has reiterated its determination to synergize with the security agencies in the state towards addressing security challenges. Director General, Bureau of Special Projects and Infrastructure, Professor Gabriel Akpen, gave the assurance while receiving officers of the new Navy Special Operations Command at his office in Makurdi. Grace Anyalewa Ichekpa has more.
Navy Special Operations Command Headquarters, Makurdi, Benue State, was established in response to the emerging security challenges in the state and other parts of north-central Nigeria. This informed the visit of the Navy Special Operations Command to the Bureau of Special Projects, Benue State, to synergize on best possible ways of a takeoff of road construction to the site.
I've had a very fruitful interaction with the Director General, and he has assured us that everything is being done.
Director General, Bureau of Special Projects, Professor Gabriel Dilian Akpen, assured the command of the state government's resolve to fast-track logistics support towards ensuring a speedy takeoff of the road project.
I'm happy to announce to you that this is the design. We have done the costing. We have done the costing of the road. So by the time our principal is back, he will just give us the final approval to commence the procurement process.
He further stated that the establishment of the Special Operations Command in the state has renewed the hope of the state amidst daunting security challenges. The Navy Special Command operations is to focus on rapid deployment and elite ground operations to support internal security efforts and to complement the existing naval and other security forces. In Makurdi, Grace Anyalewa Ichekpa, NTA News.
And that's the size of our contribution from Makurdi at the moment. Nationwide continues in Abuja.
You're welcome back. In a bid to avert a looming industrial action in the health sector, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Muhammad Maigari Dingyadi, has called on the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives to suspend their planned strike and return to the negotiation table. The minister, who met with representatives of the association, emphasized that industrial action is not the best in terms of resolving disputes, especially within the healthcare sector. He assured the nurses and midwives that the government is actively working to address their concerns and urged continued engagement through peaceful dialogue. Few days after resumption of office as the national chairman of the governing All Progressives Congress, members of the Progressives family have continued to throw their weight behind the new party helmsman. Political correspondent Abubakar Akwanga reports that amongst early callers were the League of APC professionals who carried out solidarity rally to the National Secretariat to commend the choice of Professor Nentawoye Wadda as the national chairman to run the affairs of the party and assured of unflinching support at all times.
Chairman that we know that has so much integrity, a chairman that is carefully selected. We want to thank Mr. President and the APC governors that have made it possible for your emergence as the national chairman.
No party in Nigeria ever has provided social protection for the young people more than this party. No vacancy for any political party. APC, APC.
Professor Nentawoye Wadda appreciated the group for identifying with the leadership of the party and pledged to carry everyone along in the building of the party for success in all future elections, while urging them to be loyal and believe in the renewed hope agenda. In another development, following speculations of his planned return to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, the presidential candidate of Labour Party in the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, has debunked the rumor and reaffirms his commitment to the coalition with the African Democratic Congress, ADC. In a statement, Peter Obi says he has joined the coalition to build a new Nigeria and has no intention whatsoever of returning to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, or any political formation that does not fully align with the movement's progressive values and the aspirations of millions of Nigerians. It says this is not the time for political games or recycled narratives, but time for unity, integrity, and a sincere commitment to the Nigerian project. He encourages his party members to remain steadfast and focused. The focus of the 28th National Stakeholders Consultative Forum on Human Trafficking in Nigeria was to assess what has worked at both national and subnational levels, identifying areas needing improvement and re-strategize in the fight against human trafficking for greater impact in the coming year. Correspondent Amina Baba Suleiman reports that this year's theme is Human Trafficking is Organized Crime and the Exploitation.
This in Nigeria has become a pressing concern for the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, with a particular focus on the victimization of women and children. Records indicate that an estimated 750,000 to 1 million people are trafficked annually in Nigeria. Approximately 75% of trafficking occurs across states, 23% within states, and 2% involve cross-border trafficking.
With the National Action Plan,
Director General Binta Adamu Bello of NAPTIP emphasized the need for enhanced collaboration and the development of effective strategies to address this pervasive crime affecting numerous vulnerable individuals nationwide.
NAPTIP, in collaboration with the International Center for Migration, Policy Development, and ECOWAS, has been working diligently to domesticate and adopt the ECOWAS TIP Plus strategy
against human trafficking, and we will all succeed by the grace of God.
It is an unwavering commitment and a powerful message to the political will and the institutional resolve to make trafficking in persons a national priority and a shared responsibility.
It is no longer a crime that can be addressed in isolation.
As the global community unites to combat human trafficking, NAPTIP's consultative forum serves as a beacon of hope for the vulnerable. Amina Baba Suleiman, NTA News.
Amidst the numerous temptations that could make a legal practitioner to engage in misconduct while on the job, the Nigerian Bar Association is pressing on with its mentoring of young lawyers on the proper work ethics to sustain their legal practice.
In the legal profession, because the mentoring privilege that we were used to has gone. Now, this is a replacement of what we had lost.
At such a time as this, we have to be patient. We have to persevere. We have to be prayerful.
Now, any lawyer can practice right from the word go. But with this, we can now know how we can move forward, and that is the reason for this.
Legal practitioners have been debarred in the past, and the NBA wants to change that narrative for the benefit of society at large. Students of the Faculty of Law at the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, say they are fully determined to pursue public interest litigation activities and advocacy through the law clinic instituted to enhance their legal skills. To this end, a delegation from the university visited management of the NTA to seek understanding and collaboration to achieve this new aspiration.
Well, we're hoping to build a relationship with the National Television Authority, Nigerian Television Authority. We're hoping that we're going to partner with them and hopefully see how we can make our faculty better, our institution better enough.
Director General of the NTA, represented by the Executive Director Special Duties Ibrahim Aliyu, says the NTA is reinventing itself for better service delivery in line with its mandate.
With Nigerian Society of International Law, in order to ensure that your aims and objective has been achieved.
The expected collaboration between the ABU law students and the NTA is in line with the commitment of the largest television network in Africa to top quality broadcasting and advancing societal values of the country's unity. All right, sir. Let's tell you that exercise strategic national security and extranics designed to enhance the capabilities of Nigeria's armed forces has opened at the National Defense College, Abuja, with the aim of fostering collaboration and joint planning. Defense correspondent Naja'atu Tijani reports that the exercise performed by NDC Course 33 will have a direct impact on national security.
War colleges play a role in simulating Nigeria's complex security environment, and these key players from the Nigerian Army, Navy, Air Force are about to get a chance to show their problem-solving skills in such a simulated, complex scenario.
Accordingly, the professional military education at this level attempts to practice decision-making during national security crisis through role play.
This year's project has been designed to exercise and synchronize multiple staff.
In a message delivered to key players at Extranics, the Chief of Defense Staff notes that this defense and problem-solving exercise will test the limits of strategy.
It introduces critical operational insight that, when integrated, reflects the true character of modern joint warfare and national defense strategy.
In 2025 alone, there have been several counterinsurgency operations to surmount complex threats, and the National Defense College says Extranics will offer the opportunity to anticipate and further counter emerging ones.
Organizers of Stranex say what they do here will serve as a launchpad, having a direct impact on theater of operations.
Past Extranex events have also focused on achieving operational efficiency. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
And to a bit of sports, the Director General of the Mariam Babangida National Women's Center, Dr. Asabe Velita Bashir, joins other Nigerians in congratulating the Super Falcons on their historic victory at the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations, which held in Rabat, Morocco, describing their win over the Moroccans to claim a 10th WAFCON title as a great achievement that has affirmed Nigeria's status as the best in Africa. She notes their flair and doggedness even when they trailed 2-0 in the first 45 minutes before rallying back to beat the Moroccans 3-2. In her words, they came, saw and conquered, dominating African football, which was a show of powerful strength and unbreakable spirit of the Nigerian women. The Director General of the Mariam Babangida National of the Center was elated in the victory, reaffirming a commitment and enshrining initiatives that will support and empower women and girl child in Nigeria. And that's nationwide. I'd like to thank you for your time. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. On behalf of the entire production crew, enjoy the rest of our broadcast. Bye-bye.